Dodo Trail is a trail run in the South Indian Ocean on the tropical paradise island of Mauritius. It is a mountain race that passes over the highest, most spectacular peaks and private lands of the southwest of the island. This trail is full of natural wonders and adventure as you run through stunning landscapes with breathtaking views. This was the 5th edition, and after attracting so much international attention, 2015 was the first time that the Dodo Trail was entered in the renowned Skyrunning International Trail calendar.
The Dodo Trail is one of those races what offers a little bit of something for everybody. You know, whether it's technical running, there's some fast running in there, there's change, there's really steep stuff, there's muddy sections, you know. It does offer something for everybody.
You obviously climb, I think, about 7 peaks in the race, so every time you're on top of the peaks, you get this magnificent view of the island. So I really do believe that it's one of the best ways to see the island if you don't have much time, because you see it basically all in one day.
Alors c'est une course que j'avais cochée parce qu'elle fait partie du circuit Skyrunning et c'est quand même un label de qualité, ça veut dire que la course est forcément technique et c'est vrai que ce que je recherche dans le trail c'est particulièrement la difficulté, la verticalité et la technicité des sentiers, quoi. Donc a priori je vais me régaler ici.
For the International Skyrunning Federation, it's very important that the races in the World Cup, the races in the Continental Championship, are races with good organization, professional organization, and of course good landscape, good races, and many international runners. And of course the Dodo Trail is all of this.
You're gonna climb 7 hills, it's technical, you're gonna pass through a nature reserve that no one is allowed to pass during the year, only when you're doing Dodo. So I feel proud and blessed to be able to be part of this race.
For me, Mauritius, it was like a holiday place, not for racing. Right now I'm a little afraid because it's technical and I'm not the technical athlete, so I'm a little afraid. We'll go there to discover the technical track and enjoy it as we can.
Competition is probably a bit stronger this year. I'm not one to let that bother us. I'm just out to have fun and enjoy the trail.
Knowing the course now, I know it's very hard. If you go out too fast, you will really regret it in the last 10 kilometers of the race, especially coming down that very technical trail when your legs are tired.
I always say when in the start you think you can win, because if you think it's impossible to win, you never win one race. I would like to enjoy with the race. I do a podium, I am more happy.
About 100 runners gathered 5 in the morning to get ready for the 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail.
Really looking forward to getting going and starting the race now, so I've got about 5 minutes to go. The weather's a lot better than last year, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
Only the bravest ones set out to take the opportunity to cross the southwestern peaks and unique landscapes to test human endurance and mental toughness. The extreme Dodo Trail starts by the foot of Lemon Mountain and heads for Riverland Sports Club in the popular town Tamrin. The first 7 kilometers are reasonably flat along the sea, running through Lemon's village, with only a small section of tarred road before reaching the private property of Beju Cup. Already setting the pace in a light early morning drizzle is last year's champion Ricky Lightfoot. Landi Greiling in the women's category is also making an early statement as she enters the first private property. As expected, Englishman Ricky Lightfoot is in the lead, followed by local runners Simon Devo and Simon Payal from France, with newcomer Tabang Madiba from South Africa short on their heels. as they enter the private property of Montchermont-d'Otma to reach the first refreshment point. From here, the track gets steep and peaks up to Pito Cano, 550 meters high, for a fantastic panoramic view of this entire region. The track proceeds through an easy flat section heading west, leaving behind Montchermont and entering the private property of Owen Griffiths. The track carries on with some ups and downs towards Chamarel and the second refreshment table at 16 kilometers and at an altitude of 250 meters. Ricky Lightfoot looks as determined as ever to defend his title and is pressing hard to extend his lead.
Bit hotter than last year and a bit wetter underfoot, but it's not too bad. The bush seems though it's clearer.
Right, so enjoy, Ricky. Be careful of cars.
The trio of Simon Devo, Simon Bayard and Tabang Madiba are still marching on, and for now, second position is still closely challenged and open to anyone. Ladies champion Landi Greyling is well in the lead as she reaches the Chamarel refreshment point.
This water. Water? This water? Oh, yeah, very beautiful.
From here, runners proceed further through the Chamarel forest heading towards the top of Mauritius. What makes this trail so difficult is that there are no switchbacks. They literally cross straight over the peaks, and the same goes for the highest peak on the island. The Black River Peak at 828 meters, about 21 kilometers into the race. The spectacular view from up there is short-lived when reality kicks in, as runners realize that they are not even halfway through this race, as in the distance they can see what lies ahead of them, including the last mountain that they will have to cross before reaching the finish line. The trail goes down to the Black River Gorges 5 kilometers further, going through technical rocky sections and into the Black River Forest before reaching the third refreshment point and the halfway mark 25 kilometers into the race. The Dodo Trail consists of 4 different categories, with the 50-kilometer race almost halfway through. The 25-kilometer Dodo Trail is about to start at the entrance of the Black River Gorges National Park. Unlike its name, which means small, this trail is hard-hitting with a maximum altitude of 622 meters and accumulative inclines and declines of 1,500 meters. More than 300 competitors took on the challenge of the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail that runs through the Mauritian wilderness and, like the other 2 trails, finishes at the Riverlands Sports Center in Tamarin, with the 10-kilometer Mini Dodo Trail and the 5-kilometer Fun Run yet to start. The Dodo Trail joins in with the Extreme Dodo Trail, 50-kilometer track, 800 meters from the start line, and keeps it as such to the end. It is a great atmosphere all round as runners are flamboyantly greeted by the marshals in the forest. Ricky Lightfoot is not too far behind the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail runners as he reaches the third refreshment point.
Really wet on the top as well. Yeah.
He sets off for the second half of the race, well ahead of his fellow contenders. The trio of Simon Devo, Simon Bayard and Tabang Madiba is the second group to come in at the third refreshment point, still vying for podium positions. They set off together with Tabang Madiba challenging strongly for second position. In the ladies section of the 50-kilometer race, Landi Greyling is still in a commanding lead with Sophie Blaar in second and Tatiana Batfield in third. The trail through the Black River Gorges lasts about 16 kilometers and can be considered as one of the more difficult sections of the race. The track climbs up for the next 5 kilometers up to 650 meters. Once the Maccabee flat section reached, the trailers will aim towards the Maccabee kiosk for refreshments. The track of Zeepoel goes down dramatically and one would need to stay focused with sections of the slope well beyond 30%. Runners return to the Black River Forest before moving on to the next section of the trail. At this stage of the trail, the 50 and 25 kilometer races share the same path. Ricky Lightfoot is still going strong, extending his lead over fellow contenders, as is Landi Greiling in the ladies category. After a short 900 meters of tarred road, trailers will target the first quarter of Briesfair steep trail. Simon Devo and Simon Paillard are still together in second position, while Tabang Madiba fell behind in third position. Finally, close by, the 10-kilometer mini Dodo Trail is about to start. Nearly 1,000 runners get ready to start what would be a fairly easy fun run compared to the two bigger challenges. The Dodo Trail 5-kilometer fun run will start at the same time as the mini Dodo Trail at the Riverland Sports Club. The first section of the mini Dodo Trail is on a tarred road, but it gets no easier as they also head for the Tamarin Mountain about 4 kilometers further. The last mountain to cross is finally in sight as runners start their climb for the final stretch before reaching the finish line at Riverland Sports Club. This last section consists of 2 peaks. All runners cross the first peak, but the 10-kilometer mini Dodo Trail splits up from the rest, with only the 25 and 50-kilometer races crossing the last peak, La Tourelle, at 548 meters high. The trail shifts from a 4x4 dirt road to a very steep technical single track. From here on, the trail runners are treated to some of the best views Mauritius has got to offer. Lara Org from Spain, running her first 25-kilometer T-Dodo Trail, is not only in first position in the ladies category, but also in first position in the overall category, leading everyone by more than 10 minutes. Laura's fellow countrywoman, Maite Mayora, is in second overall position also, both in the ladies and men's category, giving the guys a big run for their money. Tamarin Bay makes its first appearance. Runners will go down the mountain to the popular town of Tamarin. Once down, the track goes through a wood section next to Tamarin River, running down towards the bridge before reaching the finish line. Ricky Lightfoot makes his final approach towards the Riverland Sports Centre to successfully defend his title to win the Extreme Dodo Trail in 5 hours, 40 minutes and 40 seconds.
It went well. I ended up winning again. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't run as quick as last year. They've had some quite wet weather the last couple of weeks, so the trails were really wet and it made the running slower, but overall I'm you know, it was a win and I'm really happy. So this is the only time that people's allowed to run on these trails because it runs through a lot of private land. So in a way I feel really special or privileged to be at a race on these trails.
Tabang Madiba pulled away from the group of Simon Devo and Simon Payard on the last straight to finish his first 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail in second position after 6 hours, 6 minutes and 31 seconds.
When I passed there, I realized that it was a major hard work. It was awesome. When we get to the first high point, you know, I felt like I was dying. I never climbed so high in my entire life, and I've noticed that you also need strong hands, because at some point we pulled ourselves through ropes, some tree branches. I'm so happy came in second Dodo, and I wasn't aiming for that. My aim was just to finish the race, but now I've learned the route. I think I'm gonna come back next year to better my time, and maybe a win will be a bonus for me.
Staying together for the entire race, Simon Devo and Simon Payard make their final approach to finish the 50-kilometer race in joint third position after 6 hours, 7 minutes and 48 seconds.
Parce qu'on a fait les 50 km ensemble, et c'est vrai qu'il avait beaucoup de supporters sur la course. Et j'ai profité un peu de ses encouragements aussi, vu qu'on a le même prénom. C'était hors de question que je bagarre pour une place avec lui. Je préférais largement profiter jusqu'à l'arrivée et partager ça ensemble. J'ai trouvé que c'était vraiment fidèle à tout ce qu'on m'avait raconté. Donc technique, difficile, ça monte droit dans la pente, ça redescend droit aussi. Ça fait plusieurs fois que je viens ici, j'avais jamais vu Maurice comme ça. C'était top.
Landi Greiling makes her final approach to also defend her title in the 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail after 7 hours, 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
Today's race was, compared to last year, I believe for me it was tougher. I had a hard run out there. I struggled, but I just sort of kept thinking the finish line, and it helped knowing the course. But it was a brilliant day, and yeah, the route was well marked, and the organisation by Jan and Yannick and the Dodo Trail team was spectacular, and I would recommend this race for anyone that wants to have a fun adventure.
This being her first attempt at the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail and her first time in Mauritius, Laura Org has surprised everyone by finishing the race in the overall first position after 2 hours, 40 minutes and 8 seconds. The Spanish ladies totally dominated the 25-kilometer Dodo Trail as fellow countrywoman Maite Mayora finishes the race in second position 7 minutes later after 2 hours, 47 minutes and 14 seconds.
For us today, I think that it was a fun race. We enjoyed it a lot, and we discovered also another place where we are not used to race. We did our race, we start with all the group, and then step by step I think that we start to be on the lead, and we race and enjoy the place. Every person that is organizing the race is really involved. It's something that you can feel, that all people love to organize this place, to help, to be ready for today, so when you can feel it, it's really nice.
In first position for the men, Sintu Vives Bosch from the tiny mountainous country Andorra finishes the 25-kilometer race.
The two first girls, I knew that they were very strong. They were doing very well in the last races. Also, I had some problems in my foot from the last race in Italy. And also the humidity, I didn't drink too much. I have some cramps on my legs. So at the end I tried just to finish on the first position of my category and let them win the race.
More runners finish the race and receive their medals to take home and brag about their achievement in what turned out to be yet again a very successful day for the Dodo Trail team.
Dodo Trail, it's fantastic race. It's a really sky race, a really sky marathon. For me, it's a surprise because 1 week ago I don't know Dodo Trail, and today I think so it's a really good Africa Skyrunning Championship.
In the final results, Ricky Lightfoot wins the 50-kilometer extreme Dodo Trail in 5 hours, 40 minutes and 40 seconds. In the ladies section, Landi Greiling wins after 7 hours, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. In the 25-kilometer T-Dodo Trail, the Spanish ladies dominated the race in the men and ladies categories, with the ladies clocking in 10 minutes faster than the men in 2 hours, 40 minutes and 8 seconds. In the 10-kilometer Mini Dodo Trail, Xavier Varny came in after 49 minutes and 31 seconds, with Marie Perrier winning it in the ladies category after 1 hour, 7 minutes and 34 seconds. The 5th edition of the Dodo Trail comes to an end, but it will certainly not be the last. The event has become a not-to-be-missed event, and with the addition to the Skyrunning Championships Africa, the Dodo Trail will certainly attract more and more worldwide attention. See you in 2016 for the 6th edition.